Yo, what's going on, everybody? You already know what time it is. It's your boy, the one and only, the true and living legend, Hunter J23, coming to you live real quick with another very special edition, Independent Scene Podcast. You already know what time it is. Real quick, we got a really dope show today. We got a dope show today. We got my man Reddread919 is in the building. He's gonna be chopping up with us. Then we got another one tonight at 7 o'clock, so make sure you guys stay tuned in for that. But with that being said, we're gonna get my man's Reddread in here. We're gonna chop it up with him, find out what's going on with him. Hope that you guys will be, hope you guys got your pens, paper out, because you already know how this game go. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get ready to grab these notes, these gems is about to be dropped. And, let me see. With that being said, we're going to get this party started. As y'all see, I'm in a different location this time. I told y'all, you never know where I'm going to end up being. So, I'm glad y'all are with me on this journey, on this episode. For real, really means a lot. I appreciate y'all. I'm trying to get my mans in here real quick. What up, Oxy? What's going on? Oxymoron in the building. What's good, my boy? Trying to get the rooms. Hold on, let me see. Trying to find. What's going on, my boy? What's going on with you? What's going on, bro? Trying to get my mans in here so we can chop it up real quick. Alright, so I had to set the invite, but for those of you that are new to the podcast, like I said, I am your host, Hunter. There you go. With that being said, y'all welcome my guest at this time, Reddread919. Let's get it. Yo, what's good, my boy?
What's happening, man? Top of the top. How you?
Coolin', man. How you?
Everything, man. You know, starting off the week, right? You know what I mean?
Hey, you got to, my boy. Everything good with you, though?
Yeah. You know, man. Same shit, different day, my nigga.
That's what's good. That's what's up, my boy. Well, first of all, man, let me just say welcome to the platform, man. It's dope. An honor to have you on the platform, man. Definitely been checking you. I've been watching you, man. You've been really putting out some work out here, man. So I'm definitely glad to have this conversation with you, man, and just get a chance to really get to know you and what your music is about. You know what I mean?
Right. Appreciate it.
Most definitely, mother. With that being said, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to the people, man. Then we're gonna jump right into it.
I mean, my name Reddread, man. I'm from Durham, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it.
Bull City. Okay, I see Bull City. All right. So first things first, man. So as it comes to music, man, where did it start for you? How did it all come up for you?
I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit, right? I grew up around some niggas that was hip hop heads that love the music shit. And they used to be running around quoting other people's lyrics, songs I hadn't heard before. And I was thinking it was they shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking
Right.
I'm like, damn, how you come up with that? It made me want to start rapping because that's what they was into. I
Okay.
ain't even know they was quoting other people's songs and shit.
Right.
Yeah. In a
Okay.
nutshell. Yeah.
Okay. So real quick, let me ask you this. So the name Reddread, man, how did you come up with the name Reddread? Okay. So,
That's half of the reason. That's half
okay.
of it.
Okay. So has that been something you just stuck with? Something that that was just like, I'm gonna stand out from the rest, or like, how did that all come about?
I mean, I didn't even choose the name. People just started calling me that shit.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And other half of it, like I was at Scotland. I don't know if you know where that's at. I was at Scotland and shit. And this nigga walked in the block that I ain't fuck with. And
Right.
we had got into it at the last facility we was at. Me and the homie had whooped on him and shit. So I turned up on him again, long story short. And niggas was like, yo, we finna call you Reddread. We finna call you Reddread.
Yeah.
And that shit just kept following me after that. Because I already had long red hair to go with it and shit.
Wow. Okay. So now, all right. So I'm gonna be kind of switching gears quite a bit, but I've been, again, I've had some time to do my research on you a little bit. I've been, watching you. I've seen you made a post or put up a post, doing some MMA workouts. How did talk to us about that? Is that a hobby that you like, that you're trying to get into? Is that a sport that you're trying to get
Fuck
into?
no. Hell no, that ain't no hobby. And I'm going to tell you why it ain't no hobby. I ain't with the whole idea of fighting barefoot.
Okay.
Nah,
Okay.
like where I'm from, if we get into it, you better lace your boots. You better
Right.
have your shoes tied to the top motherfucking string. You hear me? That's the whole thing. So, shout out to my homeboy, the homie, Chris McCain and shit. He do the MMA. You know, he used to be an NFL player or whatever. We was actually at the studio. We was actually at the gym for a video shoot. You know,
Yeah.
so they let us come use the gym and use the ring or whatever. And so while we was in there, I was like, shit, let's fuck around. So
Yeah.
the owner of the gym was like, bro, you gotta take your shoes off. I was like, take
Okay.
my shoes. Yeah, I had to take my shoes and my socks off. I fucked my damn big toe up that day.
Well, see,
Yeah,
look, but look, well, at least you honest about it. At least you know what I'm saying. That ain't the that
nah,
ain't career in the sport for you.
I ain't doing no
But
MMA. Hell no.
but if anything, did you at least learn anything from that experience, even though it was just fucking around, playing around type shit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I did.
Okay. Now, real quick, man, I'm gonna be switching gears quite a bit, but talk to us a little bit about your growing up, man. What was growing up like for you as a kid, and coming into your own, like, what was that experience like for you?
I mean, my moms and pops broke up when I was like 7, 8 years old.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? We was living in Texas. I've been in Durham since I was like probably like 8 years old. You feel me?
Wow.
So I've been in Durham like 20 years. When they broke up and shit, make a long story short, my mom's moved up here. We was all living at my grandma's house. It was me, my mom, and my grandma, my sister, and all was in the same house and shit. So honestly, like it's like the typical story about the black family, man. When it's a broken home,
Right.
the niggas that ended up being father figures is, they was in the streets. They was in the streets. So
Right.
I took after that, bro. For better or worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what? All right. So and I appreciate you, by the way, for speaking on that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't really get a chance to, to hear the insight or the behind the scenes stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we
Right.
definitely appreciate you for that. So real quick, when it comes to this music, man, because I'm pretty sure, I've had a chance to listen to a few of your stuff, man. You got some heat, man. So what makes your music and your style and your flow and your originality, your versatility, so different from the rest?
I mean, first and foremost, I ain't lying.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean every last bit of that shit, bro. Then on top of that, I feel like music, first and foremost, is communication.
Right.
It's a way of expressing yourself to your audience or to whoever you're speaking to when you
Right.
talk when you're letting it go in that booth, or when
Right.
you're on stage performing. You're speaking to an audience and you're
Right.
communicating with them. You giving them a piece of who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I think music is.
Okay. So has there ever been a moment in life where you've put out a song and you thought to yourself like, man, maybe this not been the right, maybe this wasn't the right time to put it out, or you just went for all of what you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for what you know type person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now how do you deal or handle with constructive criticism? I mean, I'm pretty sure you probably come across that in life, like
Right.
and how have you dealt with that?
When the criticism is constructive, I mean, it's best to listen to it and take heed. And I'm a firm believer in, like, you chew up the meat and spit out the bones. You see what
Okay.
I'm saying? So I can find a jewel or a gem in anything. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes down to sitting down and watching a movie or something, it's always something you can take out of it.
Okay. I feel that. And you know what? And it's funny that you mentioned that, because you're absolutely right. You're always able to find something. You know what I'm saying? That you can
Right.
always either add to your life or relate to. So I definitely can honestly say, that's one of those things that you definitely got to live by. All right.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to your stage performance, what can people expect when it comes to a Reddread show? What can they be looking out for when it comes to you?
I mean, we finna go up. We finna go crazy. We finna turn up. I'm gonna give you a lot of energy. I want you to listen to what I'm saying, because I'm really talking about something, with some substance in there. You feel me?
Okay.
We're gonna have a good time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is the crowd interaction? Like, how does the crowd engage and interact with you when you're out here performing on these stages?
I only did one show this year, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna speak on that one show. It was at Crave Lounge. That was March the 4th.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you ain't seen the video of it, it was a hell of a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a blessing when you know the song come on, the DJ turn your shit on, and it's people actually quoting the lyrics with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I done went to people's shows that I'm a fan of, and when that
Right.
shit came on, I'm like, yeah, that's my shit. So when you seeing that same reaction out of people, it's beautiful. You know what I mean?
Okay. And it's funny that you mentioned it. It's funny you said it because that was just about to be my next question. Like, how do you respond to that? You know, when you do hear other people quoting your lyrics, singing word for word, bar for bar, and it's like,
Yeah,
yo, how does that make you feel on the inside, knowing that
yeah.
you this track out or this song out, and people really fuck with it?
It's dope.
Okay.
It's dope. It's a hell of a feeling. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So for all the younger up and coming artists that's coming up, you know, what advice do you have for them? Because you know, everybody out here trying to chase a dream, trying to chase their own path. But for people that's trying to get into this industry, man, what steps and rules and guidelines, in a sense, do they kind of need to kind of succeed in this game?
First and foremost, don't stop. Don't stop. Don't even let up. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? And on top of that, like really, really figure it out because as you pushing and pursuing this shit, you're gonna run into all types of roadblocks. Doors gonna get slammed in your face. Everybody might not see your vision. That means you just got to be able to put it in front of them even stronger and even harder and even clearer so they can see your vision for it's over with. Because when your mind is made up and you really, really follow through with your shit and you persevere to the end till you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, that's when everybody gonna look up at you like, yeah, he did it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how many times have you been at that point where you felt like, okay, maybe this may not be it, but yeah, you still kept going?
I ain't never felt like that. I ain't never felt like that. Because one thing about music, or one thing about just me recording it and putting stuff out, I'm not a starving artist.
Okay.
I don't even believe in the whole starving artist concept. Like, uh, uh, I'm not looking for no record deal to save me. I'm not hoping that rap saves me or nothing like that. I make music because that's what I want to do.
Right.
You
Right.
see what I'm saying? I
Right.
don't rely on music to pay no bills, none of that. Bills gonna get paid. You feel me? We putting out music because that's where my heart at.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Now, when it comes to you know the messages and the motto behind your music, like what for you in your own mind, what is your main message that you're trying to get out there to the people as it relates to your music?
The main message.
The main message that you want everybody to always either get something from or be able to apply to them and they stuff. Like, what is that main message? If you had to pinpoint, what would be that main message to the world?
Really, just stand on who you are. Whatever
Mm,
you say should whatever you say should match whatever you do. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Whatever you do should match whatever you say. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I feel that. I feel that. So now, man. So real quick, just and this is just my personal thing I want to get into real quick is because when you see other artists out here that's doing their thing, that's breaking barriers, breaking these glass ceilings, and then to know that you're in a sense you're kind of a part of this revolution that's being of this game changing being changed. How does that make you feel to know that you're a part of something that is going to live on into the end of time?
And it's a good thing, bro. It's a good thing. I want it to be bigger than what it is now.
Okay, okay. Now, do you feel like music has kind of lost itself, or do you feel like artists are starting to get back into the realness of music and where it all started at from the beginning?
It's so many different eras with this shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, hip hop started, the actual birth date for hip hop, they say, is August 11th, 1973. You
Okay,
know, and that era back then, it was more so about, hip hop has always been about having a good time. You know what I'm
right,
saying? But even back then, it was more street oriented to the point where you had different parts of the culture from like MCing, DJing, breakdancing, graffiti, and rappers really rapped about their rhyme skills, and there was a lot of storytelling and positive inspirational stuff. But then later on, you had gangster rap. Then you had trap music. Then you had snap and swag. Then the drill music came back. So it's like with every generation and every era of this shit, everybody's coming and adding their own flavor to it, and it just basically like expands the culture. It makes it bigger and better.
oh,
So I don't feel like we went away from we went away from what it's supposed to be, then came back. I just feel like everybody's bringing their own contribution to it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, speaking of era, man. So let me ask you this. So what era of music do you feel like right now still hits to this day? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is your favorite era and genre of music right now?
What's my favorite genre?
Your favorite genre and era of music. A
All
two
right,
part.
my favorite genre is definitely gangster rap. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Uh, yeah. Because I grew up listening to Jay-Z,
Oh,
Nas, DMX. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Okay.
Even Lil Wayne and Noriega, people like that. So, that's my favorite era and genre. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay. So, you just brought up some really dope legends indeed that's in this game, man. What is it about their career as a whole that makes you go harder with your career, with yourself as an artist?
I mean, what I admired about those artists, bro, like I admire different people for different things. The
Okay.
main the main thing about Hov was just his ambition.
Okay.
His ambition. You know what I'm saying? With X, he made you feel his pain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With Wayne, it was the creativity. It was him being a genius. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it's I admire different things about different people.
Okay. I feel that. I feel that. So, and look, once again, you just kind of answered my question. I was about to ask you, who is your inspiration as it relates to this hip hop culture, this hip hop industry? Who are some of your inspirations that you grew up watching, listening to, and kind of trying to add your own style of flow to your own self?
So like I said, the same names, but I'm also gonna say the locks.
Okay. The
The
locks.
locks. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so look, let me ask you this, man, and I'm pretty sure you've probably seen a couple of them. I've seen a few of them, man, but let me get your input on these versus battles, man, because we've had so many of them, man. Timeless. So many legends that have come back and kind of, what I'm saying, reemerge them songs from way back when, man. How do you feel about these artists once again coming back together head to head, and what I'm saying, us really taking us back down memory lane from those times that they put those songs. How do you feel about that?
It's a hell of an opportunity for people.
No.
Especially when you see guys that are like in their 40s that pop back in the day, that are getting a chance to get back on stage and perform all their old classics and have people rocking with them that's been rocking with them forever and gain a new fan base at the same time. It's
Yeah,
definitely it's healthy for the culture. You know what I'm saying?
most definitely. Now, do you see something? Do you see North Carolina having at some point possibly, creating their own versus battle? And if so, would you want to be a part of that? And who would you want to face if you had that option?
I mean, they was doing that while I was gone. I was hearing about it. I actually seen some flyers. They've had versus battles in Raleigh and shit. I ain't get a chance to go with nothing. It was cool.
Okay.
I don't know if I would want to participate in nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not no 20 records against 20 more records. Like that's a lot. That's a lot.
Okay. Now, who do you say right now is the hardest artist out here in North Carolina? That's really putting the foundation in right now. Who would you say is really putting that work in?
I'm gonna say me.
Well, of course you. But I'm saying, like, aside from which the type of energy that you're bringing, do you see anybody that's kind of on your level at all?
There's people on my level and there's people doing better than me. I'm playing catch up. You know
Okay,
what I'm saying? Yeah, it's
okay,
people. It's people that got a lot of motion out here in North Carolina. You know what
okay,
I'm saying? A
okay.
lot. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this: so, what's been the best piece of advice that you've gotten in your life that has kept you on the right track, that's kept you level headed, that's kept you, you know, really where you need to be in life?
Yo, some dude walked up on me one day, man. He said this shit to me because he believed in me too. He was like, "Bro, if you don't blow, you lame." Out
Okay.
of nowhere, and
Right.
that shit stuck with me. It stuck with me because it was like when you make up your mind to do something, do it
Mhm.
and
Right.
get the results you're trying to get, no
Right.
matter how big or how small. And what it spoke to me and basically said to me, if you turn your back on yourself, or if you turn your back on something that you committed to, that is some lame shit to do.
Right. Right. I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. So let me ask you this: how often do you, or if this, and this is if you ever do, but how often do you get writer's block? And if you do, how long does it take you to get out of that writer's block?
I don't get writer's block, bro. I made a post about that shit. I made a post about that shit recently. It was on my timeline. I feel like writer's block occurs like when you lying, when you trying to make some shit up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like if you out here and you living your life and you going through whatever your experience is day to day, and you using that as a foundation for everything you're saying in your music, it's always gonna be something to talk about.
Right. Right.
Or if you're observant enough to see everything that's going on in the rest of the world, it's so much to refer to. Like, nah, I feel like either somebody's having an issue with authenticity or the beat just trash. You need to get a different beat or something. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't be getting writer's block though.
Right. Right. Okay. I feel that. So, speaking on what you just said, speaking on beats and things like that, what type of beats and sounds do you usually go for when it comes to putting out a track that people are gonna that people are gonna bop with?
Something soulful.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, something soulful. Something I like the samples with all the little singing and all of
Yeah.
that shit. Yeah. That's it. Get me every time.
Okay. Now, how often are you in studio? Whenever you hit a studio up and you're in there laying down tracks and things of that nature, how long are you usually in the studio?
Damn near every day.
Okay.
At least 2-3 days out the week. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now, as it relates to, currently, the state of what's going on around the world, we've had so much happen, this year, 2022. I want to get your insight on not only this pandemic situation, but things being shut down and artists not really being able to really do what they used to, as I say, as it considered to be the norm. Has that affected you in any kind of way, or you've always kept moving, always kept going?
It kind of affected me because, like, I'm gonna keep it real. I was, first and foremost, I wasn't even on the street for the pandemic for the most part, bro. So I was talking on the phones and asking about what was going on the outside. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, I was sitting in the county the whole pandemic, so I ain't have no parts in the rap game around
Okay.
that time. I was hearing about the versus battles. I was hearing about how niggas couldn't get no shows, and I was hearing about how what everybody was relying on streaming for real, for real.
Right.
A lot of niggas went back to the street.
Right.
A lot of niggas realized like, oh, this rap shit ain't it right now. The streets is what's winning right now. They jumped back in the street during the pandemic.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, because
Okay.
music won't make it a lot of. They couldn't do no festivals, no conferences, none of that shit for a long time. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When niggas was on quarantine, people
Right.
were still trying to get high though. I tell you that. They was
Yeah.
trying to get high.
Yeah.
They ain't stopped that at all.
Most
You know?
definitely, definitely. So to that fact, man, we talk about streaming, man. How do you feel about the whole streaming process, of how the world is moving now? Because it's being so many shows that are being streamed versus in person. Do you feel like that's a good thing, or do you feel like we kind of need to go back to kind of like being in person?
In-person communication is always a win versus this cell phone shit, bro. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because it's like the internet is a blessing and a curse.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because a motherfucker have a whole relationship with you through this phone, and then when you get around them, it's shit awkward.
Exactly. Exactly.
Shit'll be awkward as hell. And
Okay.
it's just like when you go to the club and you might walk into a spot and everybody's staring at their phone. They ain't
Right.
even interacting with the people in the room with them.
Right.
So people are more comfortable sitting in front of this camera on this phone than being in the presence of other people.
Okay. Okay.
And it ain't nothing to be scared of.
Right, right. I agree. I
So,
definitely agree.
so the reason why I like a show versus streaming the show is I get to feel the energy of the room.
Right, right,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I get to network, I get to mingle, I get to talk my shit, I get to laugh and joke and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. I feel that.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that. All right. So now, real quick, when it comes to 5 to 10 years from now, where do you see yourself aside from the music game? Like, is there any other things or hobbies or hidden talents or goals or accomplishments that you want to accomplish this year in 2022?
My whole thing is residual income, bro.
Okay.
It's residual income, bro. So we dibble and dabble in different type of businesses, man, and it's all about, for me, creating a machine that pays you.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no different from when a nigga's in the street and you got people that's moving on your behalf
Right.
and you feeling. You create the same thing in the business world, bro.
Right.
In the
Right.
corporate world, create the same thing. And when you do that, it's everything autonomous from that point on. It's like a snowball effect. You got motion.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
feel that. All right. So when I want to kind of go back to your categories for a second, because when it comes to song selection, what's been your favorite and what's been the most favorite to everybody else that have come to you and be like, yo, like this shit really, it's not like this shit really hit. Like, what's been that song?
I mean, everybody like a song I got called "You Owe Me."
Okay.
It's
Okay.
called "You Owe Me." Yeah, I remixed it like 4 different times. That's been the most popular one.
Okay.
A
Okay.
couple of them. I got one called "Barbecue" that when I look at my analytics, it get the most plays too. You know what I'm saying? So, "Barbecue," "You Owe Me." I got one called "Double Back." Uh, I got some shit though. I don't know if you heard my catalog, man. I got
That's all
some
I'm
shit.
saying.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm slowly but surely going through the catalog now as I'm, what I'm saying, as I'm, because I was actually listening to a few of your stuff, like I said before I tapped in with you. So, like I said, and I'm definitely liking what I'm hearing. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I asked you, like, what's been there, because I'm pretty sure you've had people come to you and be like, yo, this beat is freaking ridiculous. Like, it's fucking bananas. Like knowing that you did that shit.
right, right, right. You got to get up on that Reddread Volume 4. The Volume 4 Deluxe drop May 1st, though. But that Volume 4, the Volume 3, the Volume 2, the Call It What You Want with me and my nigga Free Ox, my nigga Ox Omega. You got to get up on that. You got to get up on that No Face, No Case. It's some
Okay.
shit up in,
Okay.
yeah, we got some shit up under the counter, bro. Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you what. You make sure you send all that shit to me so that way I can go ahead and what I'm saying, get
Yeah.
hip to the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
All right, so
I
let me
got you.
most definitely. So look, let me ask you this, man, because when you look at the landscape of how music has changed so much, and you look at not only with this being a male dominated arena, but when you have the women out here who are busting their ass and going hard and going strong and not stopping, how do you feel about the women of the industry of this hip hop culture changing the game, breaking barriers, breaking those glass ceilings, and putting their name out there? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about the women taking over?
I love that shit. I love that shit, bro. I love that shit. Like, cause bitches is rapping. Like, bitches got bars now. Like,
Right.
you got chicks like I really be listening to when Reddread be talking her shit.
Yeah.
3D919 be talking that shit. And then you got women that just talk their shit, but they stage presence and their performance is crazy too. Like,
Yeah.
even Beyonce be rapping and be having bars on certain songs. You
Right.
know,
She
uh,
oh, she do.
Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto, Rennie Rucci. Like, it's a lot of them. Like,
Oh,
but even the throwback female rappers was blanking back in the day. Lauryn Hill, Rod Digger, Foxy Brown, Lil Kim. Like, those people like that paved the way for what's going on now.
right. Right. I
Yeah, but
agree.
I love that shit.
Okay, I feel that. I feel that. So let me ask you this: so, if you had the opportunity to work with any artist, past, present, dead or alive, that you feel that you would really make some really dope music with, who would that artist be and why?
Who was I just thinking about the other day? I'm gonna say Jay again though, but who was I just thinking about the other day, man? I would do something with Zero.
Okay.
I would do something with Zero. Uh, Let me see. Dave East. Um, Adele.
Wow, the opera.
Adele. Adele.
Okay.
Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else?
Okay.
CeeLo Green.
All right. I can see that.
CeeLo Green. Um, who else could sing their ass off? Adele, CeeLo. Jacquees.
All right. All right.
Yes. Yeah. I slide over in different genres and shit. I would slide over in different genres and fuck around. I'm gonna do all of that too.
Okay. Okay. Now let me ask you this: if you could take any song from any artist and use it and turn it into your own and put your own spin or flavor on it, what would that song be and why?
Kanye West got a song called All Day.
Okay.
You heard it?
I have heard that song. Yes.
And he blanked on that shit. I love the beat. That's a song that when I was sitting in my cell listening to it on the radio, and I'm rocking to it so hard I wrote my own version.
Okay.
That's the first one that came to mind when you asked me that.
Okay. Okay. Now you spoke about being behind the wall, man, and this is a lot of times where I feel like a lot of artists get slept on when they're away from society. Being in a situation like that, knowing that you're an artist and you're out here putting out music and you're trying to get shows. How was that for you, not being able to have that free will to do as you see fit, not really being able to kind of get out here on these stages and perform like how you would usually do?
Right. That was it was more so a challenge to stay motivated. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if you let the walls talk to you, if you get in there and you get depressed and get stressed out and start wilding, like that should have put years on you. You know. So the main thing is just keeping a level head. You feel me? And being able to see the end from the beginning, no matter how far that end is down the road.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you got out, now I gotta ask you because people, I'm pretty sure you probably get this question. What was the first thing you did when you got out? When you got out, what was the first thing you did?
I went and got me something to eat.
Okay,
Went and
okay,
got me something to eat. Yeah.
okay,
I don't even. Where did I eat at first? Matter of fact, I went to like 2, 3 restaurants back to back.
okay, okay. So,
Yeah.
so, so basically, so once again, being reintroduced to society, I know that feeling had to make you feel good to know that you're back, in society, and now you're able to fully once again, move the way you need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
It was a reality check too. So
Oh,
it wasn't no happy go lucky shit. Woo! I'm glad I'm free. It was like, nah, nigga, it's back to work.
right, right,
It's
right,
back to work. We got shit to do. Yeah.
right, right.
That's what it was for me.
Okay. Now, how does the people that are close to you, how do they feel about you being in this music, in this music journey, this music world, and putting out music? How do they feel about that?
I mean, they support us. So they support it. Some of them do, some of them don't. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the
Okay.
day, I got me though. You know what I mean?
That part. That part. All right. So moving forward, man, 2022. You know what I'm saying? What's next for you? Like, I know I probably asked you this already, but when it comes to future things coming up for you, what can we be on the lookout for?
Like I said, I'm gonna say this shit 100 times on this interview too. May 1st, Red Dread Volume 4 Deluxe. That bitch coming.
Okay.
That bitch coming.
Most
We in the
definitely.
middle of putting together the rollouts and all of that shit for it right now. But
Okay.
I'm finna drop back to back this year, bro. I'm finna drop back to back.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So look, real quick. So when it comes to social media, now that I just thought about it, when it comes to social media and interacting with the fans, engaging with the fans, supporters, things of that nature, how has social media helped you in any kind of way?
Man, I went viral a couple times, bro.
Okay.
A lot of people do though. You know what I'm saying? Social media it bring awareness to what you're doing. It make people pay attention and tap in. I don't like the fact that I don't like having to do it though, but it's we in the internet era right now. A lot of shit is empowered by the internet, so it's like you got to look at it like that. You got to put out content. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just have a good time while you're doing it.
Right. Right. Right.
Mhm.
I agree. I agree. Now, for anybody that, what I'm saying, that is trying to not only come up, but really trying to make a name for themselves, who are some people or avenues that they need to go to in order to make sure that their shit is being put is being placed in the right hands? Do you have any recommendations for people for where people need to where people how people should go about, you know, saying make sure they tap in with the right people?
My main thing is if you skip the whole middleman process, because this is something a lot of people don't do that I do. Fuck with the sponsored posts.
Right.
Everybody on Instagram pay Instagram.
Okay.
Because if you pay niggas, I mean, you gonna get results. At the same time, niggas gonna do what niggas is doing. At some point, you might get burnt. Everybody gets burnt in this music shit though. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But one thing about it, if you just skip the middleman and fuck with like straight up record pools and doing sponsored posts and just paying to play as far as the different platforms that are online, as far as establishing an online audience, you're gonna get what you pay for.
Right, right. I agree. Now, real quick, because we can go all the way back to, when music first started, man. What was it about music that really captivated your mindset and was like, yo, like this, like I'm really fucking with this. Like, what was your mindset at that time, knowing when you first started listening to music and hearing all these different songs and different artists, like what was going through your process? Did you even think that you would be at a point like this where you would be an artist yourself and rapping amongst other great males and females that out here doing the game?
It's a loaded question. I'm gonna answer the first part first because you said what was it about music that caught my attention, right?
Right.
And had me locked in. It was the way it made me feel.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the way it made me feel. And then on the other part of your question, you got to give me the second half for it. You guys reword that one time for me. Say it again.
So the second part was like, when did you know? Like, when did you? Here's what it really boils down to. When did you really start taking music seriously? That's really what I was trying to ask. For real, for real.
Like super serious. 2017.
Okay.
2017. It was all gas, no brakes, both feet on the gas type shit. Yeah, all or nothing. 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, when for you, does it take you? Does it? Are you usually able to come up with something just off the strength, or do you have to, go somewhere and be tapped into your zone before you can put out a song?
Half and half. Cause if we already in the studio and the beat come on, sometimes I might just run up in there and it all come out right then.
Okay.
Sometimes I might have to jump in the car and just listen to the beat and vibe with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And just fuck around. Then it hit me. Boom. All right, let's go to the studio.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, when it comes to studios, what are some of your favorite studios that you've been to that really made you feel like, yo, like I could really, be myself here and, really talk my shit, the way that I want to?
I mean, hold on. I'm gonna be myself and I'm gonna talk my shit regardless. I don't give a fuck what studio I'm at. You see what I'm saying? At the same time, I do prefer a closed session.
Okay.
I don't want 100 niggas that I don't know in the studio watching me.
Right.
But even if that's the case, I'm still gonna say what I need to say as far as making my song. I'm still gonna be comfortable in my own skin, no matter what situation you put me in.
Right.
So my thing is the sound quality of the studio I'm going to.
Okay.
As long as I can get that sound that I want out of the studio I'm at, I'm hooked.
Okay.
I'm hooked, yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, because a lot of artists get this question too. Do you charge for features?
I got to. I'm supposed to.
Okay.
I ain't gonna charge for features. I pay for features.
Right.
Damn right I'm gonna charge for features. And I'm gonna tell you why I charge for features. Because I pay for features, you hear me?
Okay.
And I've been putting in work for a couple of years, man. So I done had some tractions. I done got some results around it. I done got some results out of this shit, bro.
Okay.
I done been all through the country fucking with this shit. So of course I'm gonna charge, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna charge.
Okay.
I ain't finna try to drag nobody either. but it's like, yeah, I want to be compensated for my time.
Right.
If I go to Bojangles right now, pull up to that window, they ain't gonna give me no free food. I gotta pay for it.
Right.
They paid for it first.
That they did.
They ain't had them trucks pull up with all that goddamn chicken to turn around and give it away.
that part.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So let me ask you this. So for anybody that wants to collab with you, that wants to do a feature with you, man, what do they got to do? How do they, so are you really easy accessible to get in contact with, or so they just got to, say catch you when they catch you?
Nah. I mean, anybody that know my gram you can hit the DM. Hit the DM whenever you want to. Tap in. If you see me in person, I'm very approachable. Regardless how I look, some niggas can't even pay. Osman, he said some niggas can't even pay even if they got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too.
Now
that is true.
I'm glad. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about that for people that don't have it like that to pay for a feature? Would you still get that person a feature, or do they gotta?
No, this is what Oxymoron said. Some niggas, even if they got the money for the feature, I don't want your money.
Okay.
And see, my thing is this right now. If I feel that way about an artist, I ain't even finna entertain the whole "can I get a feature?" That I ain't even gonna respond. You on scene, you on red.
Okay.
And that's just that. You know what I'm saying? But if I even engage in the conversation, that means we finna work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: do you feel like there are so many artists out here that have been slept on, and if so, who are some of those artists that you feel have been slept on and feel like people need to start paying attention to?
Somebody that's been slept on and people need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
My man Ox Omega.
Okay.
Yeah. That fool Crip Curry. You ever heard of him? Yeah. He slept on. Yo, what's the dude out of Charlotte? His name P. Frank.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, he hard.
Okay. Now, has there ever been a point where you heard some bad music and you're like, yo, like, you probably thought to yourself in your head, like, yo, like, I could have done that better, or they could have done that better. Have you ever had that thought?
Hell yeah, cause niggas be trash.
Okay.
Niggas, it be, man, I done seen some niggas where it was like, bro, why you even spend your money to come in here?
Right.
Yeah, you could have, because these studios be charging $50, $60, $75 an hour, and you spending $200-$300 at a time to record that bullshit.
Okay.
You could have went and got you a pair of J's or something, or anything else. You could have went and did something for your kids with that money, paid one of your bills or something.
That part. Okay. So let me ask you this: what would you consider the best place or the best venue to perform in? Do you feel like festivals and concerts are the best place to perform, or do you feel like performing in nightclubs is the best route to go?
I mean, it's pros and cons to all of that shit. You can win people over in a nightclub. I mean, the nightclubs come before the big ass festivals and the arenas and shit like that. It starts in the club.
Okay.
It starts in the club. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, how do you feel about? Let me get your input on Dreamville Festival. We just had Dreamville. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? He brought the city out. You know what I'm saying? He brought out a lot of phenomenal, incredible legends and talents and artists. How do you feel about Dreamville Fest being, a part of North Carolina, and us having something to look forward to every year from Dreamville?
Yeah, J. Cole did that, bro. He did that. So Mega might want to change his name. It'll be dope if he keeps it. You crazy as hell. I'm gonna change his name
For the both of us.
For the both of us. Nah. Ain't no changing that, bro. Ain't no changing that.
Okay, so Ruka, so would you have liked to have been a part of Dreamville if you had that opportunity and that chance to be on a stage, major like that?
I'm gonna be a part of it.
Okay.
And this ain't even far fetched. This is like dead ass, like, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna
yeah. Because a lot of people I know, I seen them get on stage this weekend. you know, at the same time, I wasn't prepared to jump out there like that, so I ain't do it. I ain't do
Okay.
it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So my last two things I want to kind of bring up real quick is when it comes to, you know, aside from the music, you know what I'm saying, putting music aside for a second, in your spare time, when it's just you by yourself and you had that time to yourself, what is it that you like to do when you're not doing music?
My things is like fitness,
Okay.
music, and
Okay.
traveling.
Okay.
Yeah, I play with them airports. I like to get gone. I like to get missing.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Now, one place you've been that you're like, yo, like this is really the fucking life. Like I can fuck with coming here and what I'm saying, just relaxing and chilling, getting away from everybody. Where's been that place for you?
I mean, my favorite city in this country is Miami.
Okay.
After Miami,
Miami. Okay.
I like Austin and Houston in Texas.
Okay.
They tied for second. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? They're my favorite two spots.
Okay.
I
Miami.
fucks with LA too though.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I fucks with LA too.
Okay. Okay. And so last but certainly not least, man, when it's all said and done, when the music is done and you decide to hang it up, whenever that may be, if you ever decide to hang it up, what is the one thing that you want the people to always know and remember about you?
I was sincere.
Okay.
I was sincere. I meant what I said.
Okay. I feel that. I feel that. Okay. Okay. All right then.
And even more than that, like for people to have freedom to speak their mind, be different, as opposed to being what you think you're supposed to be to please other motherfuckers, man. Like
Right.
pleasing people ain't the move. It ain't about how the next person feel about you or none of that shit.
Right.
You can give a fuck about somebody else's opinion, what they got to say, who fucking with it and who ain't. Don't none of that shit matter. The thing that I don't like in music is when artists are being a compromise, trying to make some shit that they feel like that the masses is gonna gravitate towards.
Right.
Like my whole thing is I'm not never gonna be making songs in order to try to win people over.
Okay.
This is more so about me expressing myself, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And me making my contribution and giving a piece of who I am, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
In my music. So it's like, yeah, because it's 7 billion people. It's 7 billion people in this world. Might be more by now, right?
Right.
So there's a demographic for everybody.
Right.
You ain't got to swerve into this lane over here and do what they doing, trying to get their results. When you could be in your own lane and do what you doing and get your results.
That's true. I
Yeah,
agree.
because it's enough people out here. They gonna fuck with you.
Right, right. As they say, you may get 1,000 no's, all it takes is that one yes, and that one yes can shoot you to superstardom.
Right, right, right.
Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. All right. Well, with that being said, bro, I definitely want to take the opportunity once again to say I have truly enjoyed the conversation, man. Definitely learned a lot. I hope you guys that tuned in learned a lot. Real quick, where can people follow and tap in with you at?
Reddread919 on Instagram. Red Dreads on Facebook. Red Dread on YouTube.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys, like I said,
Red Dread, Red Dread on Spotify.
yes,
Red
sir.
Dread on Apple Music and
Yes,
every
sir.
other platform too. Yeah.
That part. Well, brother, I want again thank you for coming through and chopping it up with us right here on Independent Scene Podcast Special Edition. Definitely had a dope time with you, man. Definitely can't wait to bring you back. See what you know. What I'm saying we're gonna keep the people supporting you. We're gonna stay supporting. We're gonna keep the love going, man, and keep doing what you do, man. And like I said, definitely salute to you on all your success and keep grinding, man. You feel me? Keep grinding. Keep pushing that envelope. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it, bro. Thanks for having me up here.
Most definitely. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my time. I am the one and true and living legend, Hunter J23 of Independent Scene Podcast. You already know what time it is. If you ain't slacking, you ain't slacking. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, this is my time. I will see you guys next time on another edition, Independent Scene Podcast. We out, guys.
Volume 4 dropping May 1st. Deluxe. May motherfucking 1st. Go get that Volume 4 Deluxe on May 1st.
Go get it. We out of here. Let's go. Peace.